For this short video, we're going to look at how to develop or how to support the development of a new habit. Whether we're beginning a daily life practice or mindfulness practice, whether we're trying to establish a meditation practice, for a sitting meditation practice, or whether we're trying to oust some habits that we have deemed upon reflection not to be healthy or not to be wholesome, it's very hard. Particularly if we're not used to doing something or we're used to doing its opposite, to try and really develop that practice and keep the momentum going, keep the aspiration to develop the new habit going, can in itself be tricky. Because quite often with the best will in the world, it's rather like, for example, if one decides, I'm going to give up eating biscuits every time I go out for a cup of coffee to a coffee house. It's hard because to begin with, one has some kind of determination, what's called beginner's heart, and it's relatively easy because we are somewhat enthused. But what we discover with that enthusiasm is that it doesn't last. So we have to work at it. We have to actually work at keeping that enthusiasm going. And there are a number of things that we can do. But one thing that can come up that can really overtake us and, as it were, self-sabotage the development of the new habit is the day that I have a tough day, something upsets me. It can be anything really, but somehow I just think to myself, you know what, today I'm not going to sit meditation. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. Or today, you know what? It's been a really horrible day. I'm going for a cup of coffee and I'm going to have that big slab of carrot cake. And so what? I'll start again tomorrow. It's easily done. And, I'm sure we've all done it to some degree. But it's that self-talking, really. It's that permission that I give myself. That is where we can usefully interject. Because instead of saying, you know what, today I won't follow the new habit, or I won't sit the meditation, flip it. Just turn it upside down and say, you know what, just for today, I will. Just for today, I will. And there's a certain energy that comes into it, even as we're going against what the impulse or what the impulse inclination might be trying to force us into doing. To just say, just for today, I will. And it's remarkable, that moment, that impulse, and this is the thing about the impulse, they're real straw fires. Straw fire burns very bright, but it only burns for a very short period of time. And really, it's just a matter of overcoming and sticking with it for a few moments more. Once it's past its peak, then it becomes much easier to go back to the habit, to go back to the new habit that we're actually trying to cultivate. As an alternative, I remember the late Trevor Leggett, someone asking him about how to give up smoking. And he said, don't try and give up smoking. But he said, I'll give you a practice that will help attenuate the impulse to light up a cigarette. He said, if you feel the urge to smoke a cigarette, then just delay the gratification for 2 minutes. Take your watch and just watch the watch for 2 minutes. And at the end of those 2 minutes, ask yourself in all sincerity, do I still want that cigarette? And if you do, smoke it. And if you don't, then don't. He said, and that also speaks to this fact that these impulses that come up and, as it were, break down all my best intentions and best efforts only last for a very short time, but they are intense when they come up. If we can hold out for a short period of time or find some way to delay that gratification for just a little bit longer, it often becomes much simpler then to not be carried away by that impulse. So there we are, a couple of tips for how to develop a new habit and stick to it.